up with an intro. I don't post on YouTube regularly. And so I don't want to be like, hey, welcome to my channel. I don't want to be that basic, but hey, welcome to my channel. I have not posted a YouTube video, I believe, this entire year. Did want to come over and document and talk about the period that I had back in July. Today is August 29th. It's the end of August. If you follow Black Men Feel Pain 2 on social media, specifically TikTok, I have been talking about the period that I had in the month of July since day one of that period. And I'm just now getting around to making this video. But it does not matter. I am sitting here and I'm doing it, and I'm going to tell you everything that happened that month, specifically just on day one, because the things that happened on day one of my period, traumatizing to say the least. Before we get started, I do want to show off my shirt though. It says I'm fine, endometriosis warrior, and then in all of the fine, it has different things like in pain, anxious, stressed, things like that. I will drop the link to the shirt is on my Amazon storefront, but I'll put the link to the shirt down in the description if anybody wants to purchase it. If you're new here, my name is Destiny Marie. I am the creator and executive director of Black Men Feel Pain 2, which is an organization dedicating to spreading awareness about endometriosis while providing tips, resources, and support on how to treat and manage chronic pain, the healthcare disparities that Black girls and women still face in the medical field today. If you're not new here and you are a returning visitor, thank you so much for coming back and being part of this community. We are definitely growing rapidly, and I love that because when I first got diagnosed with endometriosis, I was looking for a community, couldn't find a community, and I created Black Men Feel Pain 2. So it's really beautiful to see it flourish and grow in real time. So again, came on here. I don't really want to ramble on too much because who knows how long it's going to take me to tell the story. And hopefully I make it through this story without shedding any tears, because I definitely don't have any tissue. Luteal phase leading up to my period was intense that month. Pelvic pain, back pain, headache, fatigues, nausea, leg pain, the whole nine. And so my period started on a Sunday, and this particular Sunday, as soon as my period started, I already felt bad. I already felt bad, but I was like, I'm still going to church. I'm still going to go. And if I need to leave early, then that's just what is going to happen. But I'm still going to get dressed and I'm still going to go. In the back of my mind, I knew that I should not be leaving the house, but I did it anyways. And the reason why I said I knew I shouldn't have left the house was because of how bad I was already feeling as soon as my period started. And my period specifically, it does one or two things. Either it starts off immediately bad, or my period starts and homegirl acts like she's fine, and then after a couple of hours the bitch comes out and she's like, ah, and then everything kind of just turns to shit and hell, all spun together. And then it's, yeah, if you have endometriosis, you know. I was already feeling particularly bad this morning, but again, I was like, I'm still going to go to church. I'm going. I get to church, and immediately I can tell I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stay. The leg pain that I was experiencing was so intense. I'm standing up, trying my best to pay attention to praise and worship, getting through praise and worship. I'm standing up trying to get through praise and worship, and the leg pain, like my legs were on fire. My legs were on fire. I'm trying to rock, I'm trying to sway, I'm trying not to look like, I'm just standing up because they want us to stand up during praise and worship. Why can I not say worship? I said at that time. But I was trying my hardest not to stand there like I was just standing up for praise and worship. And it was bilateral, both legs, the whole legs, both legs were just hurting, and they were on fire. I continued to stand up for like the 15, 20, 25 minutes that praise and worship was going on. You already have the leg pain that's going on, but now we're throwing in some back pain. We're throwing in some back pain. So it's hurting to stand up. And then my back also isn't providing me any support because my back is killing me. I did before I left the house. I put on one of my heat patches. I went ahead and put on one of my heat patches just to go ahead and get that out of the way, just for any cramps that may happen or may start while I was at church. So I did have one of my wearable heat patches on. I'll drop the link for those two because the heat patches that I use, they're called Fimsy, and they're really great. They last for up to 8 hours. There's no smell. They're all natural. So I'll drop the link to that also. And these heat patches, they come in two different strengths, but kind of getting off topic. So I had a heat patch on for my cramps. And the church that I attend, we are fairly quick. Is a non-denominational church, but everybody primarily in there is black. And so, you go to a typical black church that starts at 11, you might not get out until after 1. We don't stay up in there that long at the church that I go to. And which was another reason why I was like, okay, I'll just go ahead and go to church, because I knew church was not going to be long. I knew it wasn't going to be 2+ hours long, and I was going to have to be in there, trying to fight for my life. So that's another reason why I went. But again, immediately praise and worship, just getting through praise and worship was a lot. Finally, when I'm able to sit down, I can feel, it's like I felt the bitch brewing. And when I refer to the bitch, I'm talking about the endometriosis symptoms. I felt her brewing. I'm just going to sit here as long as I possibly can. Again, if you need to leave, you need to leave. You can't help it. You have a chronic illness. You just have to go if you need to go. I remember sitting there just hoping and praying that I don't end up on the floor in the fetal position in church. As the minutes go by, the pain is only increasing. About time that the pastor had got up to start his sermon, I was already contemplating leaving. Sat there and I was like, well, I'm just going to stay until I can't stay anymore. I should have left. I should have never I should have never went. I should have just watched church online. But I definitely should have left when the sermon started. I'm sitting on the seat. I feel the pain starting. And this period, the month of July, I feel like I had a cyst rupture because of the type of pain that I was feeling. So if you have endometriosis, you know that there's all different types of pain, but you can kind of tell what that pain is, whether it's a cyst or your ovaries are hurting, or if it's just endometriosis cramps because of the lesions everywhere. It's very specific. Again, I felt like I was having a cyst rupture. It was worse on, this is my right side, but it felt like it was on both of them. For me, whenever I believe that I have a cyst rupture, it starts with like this, it starts with this, like, the pain is just so localized. It's in one localized area, and then just the pain just gradually intenses and gets worse until it's like it burst. And then that's kind of really when all hell breaks loose, when a cyst bursts, because I was sitting there, and the pelvic pain was starting. The cyst pain was intensifying. I've already told you that my back was hurting and my legs were hurting. And then we have the nausea that's setting in place. At one point during the sermon, this was maybe about 15 minutes into the sermon, I was like, okay, I might need to grab my things and go ahead and go. But again, I still sat there because I was like, okay, well, just let me get through the sermon. I'll leave just right after he's done. I'll just get up and leave. I'll leave then. Another 5 minutes go by. Pain is already intensifying, and at this point, I can't get comfortable, and everything is hurting. And then maybe like 30 minutes into the sermon, I found myself slowly starting to lean over. And to have heard my stories before is to know that the fetal position is my favorite position. That's one of the only positions that I can find a little bit of relief when my period cramps are on a million. Finding myself slowly start to hunch over a little bit because the pain is only intensifying. In addition to the pain intensifying, I'm also starting to get a little hot. I'm like, okay, Destiny, you need to go ahead and wrap this up. But it was at this point that I realized that Pastor was almost finished with his sermon. So I was like, if you can just push through until the end, push through until the end. Well, I started to feel like I had to throw up. My leg started to go numb a little bit, and then the nausea kind of set in, and I'm like, oh, great. This is, I've kind of waited too late. Something is about to happen. There has been many times with my period where I'm throwing up, or I have diarrhea, or I just have both at the same time. And that's what I was feeling. So I got up and I made my way to, oh man, now I'm getting emotional. I made my way to the bathroom. This was my first time in the bathroom at this church. Luckily, they had a bench right there, because in my mind I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go sit on the toilet seat, and then I'm probably going to end up on the floor. Just the thoughts that are going through my mind. I get in the bathroom, I sit on the bench, and I'm like this. I'm down curled up in a ball on the bench. Pain is finally here, and it just hits me like a wave. Body is like, yep, this is a moment. We're having a moment. Intense pain. The leg pain is just shooting and radiating down the entire length of my leg. The cramps and the pelvic pain it's widespread. Back pain is crazy. The nausea is crazy. And it was getting to the point where I was starting to shake a little bit. My body usually shakes only honestly when I'm in pain, when I'm having some endometriosis pain, and that was starting to happen. I'm in church, I'm in this fetal position. I'm thinking one or two things are about to happen. Well, one of three things are about to happen. One, I'm gonna have to throw up, or I'm gonna have to poop in public, which is, if it's not my toilet seat that's outside of this door, I don't want to use it. I don't want to use it. I don't like public restrooms. I don't like anybody else's toilet. I was like, great, I'm gonna have to poop. And then I was like, great, I'm gonna have to throw up in public. That's just as bad. But then I was also thinking, I was like, dang, there was like five women who were outside of the bathroom, because they were like working the guest services, so they're at the welcome desk. I was like, there was like five women that were outside that saw me walk into this bathroom. Who knows how long I'm going to be in here? They're going to come in here and check on me, and that's what I did not want to happen. Granted, I didn't want any of the endometriosis symptoms coming up or out, but I 1,000,000% did not want anybody walking in there while I was in the bathroom, curled up in the fetal position. I can't tell you how long I was in that bathroom. Honey, I can't tell you how long I was in that bathroom. I can't tell you how many minutes were rolling by. And one of the thoughts in my head was like, God, please don't let nobody come in here. Please don't let nobody come in here. I don't want nobody come in here. I don't want nobody in here to see me like this. Please don't let nobody come in here. Please don't let nobody come in here. And it was already a lot for me because it had been so long since I had an incident in public. I can't speak for any other endometriosis warrior out there. I can only speak for myself. It is very overwhelming having an episode in public, especially when you're having an episode in public and you're by yourself. Again, I don't know how long I was in the bathroom before somebody walked in. When they walked in, of course, I'm still in, this fetal position. I'm not moving because I'm in so much pain. She walks in, she went over to the sink, and then she was like, "Are you okay?" I just looked up and I was like, I said, "I'm just in, a lot of pain right now." She was like, "Is there anything that I can do?" And I was like, "Well, can I get some water?" Because I did need some water. So she went and she got some water. Well, from the time that she walked out of the bathroom, two other girls walked into the bathroom and they kind of like stopped because they saw me, curled up like I was, but they ended up coming in to use the bathroom. And then, and that's another thing. You're in the bathroom while people are trying to do whatever business they need to do. And I'm just sitting over there. I don't want to hear nobody use the bathroom. And she comes back, she hands me the water, and she was like, "Is there anything else that I can do for you?" And I was just like, "No, just thank you for the water." She goes and she tells one of the ladies that was working at the desk. I don't know exactly what she says, but she basically goes and tells her that, that I was in there. So then somebody else comes in there and she sits beside me and she was like, "Hey, you okay? What's going on?" And I was like, I'm just in a lot of pain. And when she's talking to me, I'm still curled up like this. And so then she was like, "Well, what kind of pain are you in?" And when she said that, I sat up and I was like, I have a chronic illness and it causes me to have debilitating pain. And I said, I felt myself not feeling well in the sanctuary, and so I just came out here because just of how much pain that I was going through. It was the moment that she asked me, "Well, what type of pain are you in? Where is the pain?" Number one, I don't have to, but number two, I didn't feel like right then and there at that moment detailing where the pain was and why I was in so much pain. She asked me if she could do anything for me, and I told her, if you could just go grab my stuff because I'm going to have to leave. She goes and gets my purse and my Bible. She brings it back into the bathroom. She sits back down beside me for a couple of minutes, and then she says, "Well, I'm going to let you get yourself together, take your time, and then you leave." I think I was probably in there for maybe like another 10 minutes. I think she was coming back to check on me because when I was coming out of the bathroom, she was coming from around the desk and she was like walking towards the bathroom. At this point, because everything is hurting, I can barely walk. I'm limping and walking slowly to the bathroom. Everybody is like, "Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I have tears running down my face because number one, I'm in so much pain. Number two, this has happened in public. And number three, now I have all of this attention on me and I don't want any of this attention on me at all, especially not because of some funky raggedy endometriosis. The one older lady who was at the door, she opened the door for me. She was like, "Are you going to be okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, thank you." And I kept thanking everybody for all of their help. And everybody who interacted with me at that moment, they all said the same thing. Well, I hope you feel better. I know it's the nice gesture, and I know it's kind of like the polite and really only response to say to somebody when they're sick, oh, I hope you feel better. But for me, I hate it. I hate it because you telling me, I hope you feel better. Shit. Mm. You telling me, I hope you feel better. There's no cure for endometriosis. There's no cure for it. Yes, I may feel better, but I'm not going to be better. That sucks because not every month is like the period that I had in July, the period that I had last month. Oh my goodness, it was so mild compared to what I had in July, but I got back into doing my herbal remedies during my luteal phase. I'm gonna make another video detailing all of my herbal remedies and things that I do for my period. What was I saying? Endometriosis symptom brain fog, because what was I saying? I think we were talking about yeah. It just, when you, and again, I'm just talking for myself, I can't talk about any other endo warrior out there, but telling me, I hope you feel better, you can save that. So if you're watching this video and you know me personally, moving forward, if I ever tell you, oh, I'm in pain because of my endo, don't hit me with the I hope you feel better, because it's so, ugh. Me and endo can coexist for a couple of months, and then here comes another month and I'm having a period like I just had in July. Anyways, I slowly made my way up to the steps and got myself into the car. I think I stayed in the car for maybe like 5-10 minutes before I even pulled out. Luckily, I literally live 3 minutes from the church that I attend. 3 minutes, don't lie. I just have to go through 2 lights, and that's it. I stayed in the car for about 10 minutes, trying to mentally prepare myself and my body. Okay, we have to drive. We have to make it home. I made it home, got in the bed. Pain only continued to intensify this entire time. And then get home and throw up, which I'm so glad that I didn't throw up at church. Just throwing up in general, it sucks. I believe I stayed in the bed pretty much the rest of the day. That period, that month, stuck with me, and it still sticks with me because of the fact that it happened in public. And also, it happened in public at a place that I'm going to keep going to, because I just joined the church. I just joined the church. She snatched for me. I just joined this church, so it's not like these women are never going to see me again. It's just really hard having any sort of moment with endometriosis out in public, especially being alone, because there's no telling what may happen. And then with endometriosis, since there's really nothing anybody can do, if you don't have somebody there, you have all these people trying to scramble around and help you, which is not the problem at all. But they're trying to help you, and they're also trying to get a little bit of information so they can understand how they can help. But if something like, again, like this happens to me in public, I'm not really going to explain, oh, I have endometriosis, my period just started, and I'm experiencing whatever symptoms it is that I'm experiencing. So that that period really stuck with me and affected me for a while. I don't know how many TikTok videos and lives that I made about how I was feeling after that happened, but it's just the fact that it happened in public. The pain, the period, that kind of just, it is what it is. I have endometriosis. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. And that I know that endometriosis is progressing and spreading because of how my body and my periods have been going over the course of the last year. It's just really hard having endometriosis. It's even harder having endometriosis when you don't have somebody, and I'm not even talking about a spouse or a partner. It can just be a friend or another fellow endo warrior, but it's really hard having endometriosis and having moments like that out in public and you're around a bunch of strangers. Because had I had, a friend with me, things probably could have looked a little differently for me if somebody could have been with me and around. I probably could have made it out immediately, or quicker, I should have said, if somebody was with me. Because if somebody was with me, then they know and they understand what was already going on, the state that I was already in arriving to church. Been like a, okay, let's go. So when I got up and left the seat to go to the bathroom, part of me wanted to go ahead and grab my stuff right then and there, but I honestly didn't have the strength to grab anything. And I also did not think that I was going to make it straight to my car. I didn't think I was going to make it straight to my car, and I knew I had to go to the bathroom because I chose to sit around and wait as long as I did and try to push through as much as I did. I say all of that, just one, to bring awareness to endometriosis. Endometriosis is clearly so much more than just a bad period, because there were symptoms leading up to my period and there were symptoms that I experienced all 4 days of my period. And currently, me right now, my period is not on, but I'm feeling crappy. I'm feeling crappy. My back is killing me. I'm tired. The mood swings, the nausea that I have been experiencing this entire week is literally out of this world. I use my platform and I use my voice to inform, because endometriosis needs to be taken seriously. There was nothing light about anything that I went through. The physical pain, that's something that I kind of just have to deal with, but the mental components of endometriosis, the public flare-ups and the public episodes, that is just as affecting as the physical symptoms. I was more upset about it happening in public and people seeing me and everybody trying to rush around me and and help me, and that part messed with me more than just the physical pain itself. Again, the physical pain is something that, when I say it is what it is, I don't say that very lightly, but I say that because I know that I have endometriosis, and I know that endometriosis is a chronic illness, and I know that it causes debilitating pain, and I know what endometriosis has done to me before and the pain that it's caused me before, and all of the other nasty things that come up and out of me because of endometriosis. So when I say it is what it is, I'm just coming from that standpoint, because endometriosis is what endometriosis is. But the public part of it, that that really affected me. It just sucks. It really sucks, because I honestly can't even remember the last time that I've had some sort of incident in public because of my endometriosis. It has been a long time. It has been a long time, and I can't remember it, and that's probably why it affected me and has affected me so much, was because I can't remember the last time that something has happened in public like that. I use my platform and my voice to bring awareness and inform, because there's so many moving parts and so many components to having endometriosis, and there's so much that we go through on a daily basis that people don't see just from looking at us. From looking at me right now, you can't tell that I'm in pain. You can't tell that I don't feel good. You can't tell that I'm nauseous. You can't tell none of that. I look like how I look, and that's presentable. And that is the reality of living with a chronic illness that's invisible and everything's on the inside. People don't really acknowledge or accept the fact that something truly is wrong. And then you just still have those people out there that choose to remain ignorant and operate in their own space, and we're just going to leave it at that. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Again, I just wanted to document what that period looked like in July, because endometriosis is trashy. It's trashy, it's garbage. It comes straight from the devil's son himself. If you know an endo warrior, give them a hug. And I guess if you do have endometriosis and you're watching this, just give yourself some grace. Don't do what I did and try and push through. Do what you can. If you can, if you can't, you can't. You absolutely cannot. And sometimes, majority of the times, we just have to listen to what our bodies are telling us. Also can be very mentally challenging because you're in pain, and then you're also alone with your thoughts. And that is also the mental health component of endometriosis is huge. So many components that go into that mental aspect of endometriosis. So to all of my other fellow endo warriors out there, listen to your body and move as much as you can move. If you can't do it, you can't do it. If all you can do today is pick up a hat off the floor, then that's all you can do today, is pick up the hat off of the floor. Because the pain that we experience is wild. It is absolutely wild. Man. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna use YouTube a little bit more. That's enough for July. I honestly don't even want to talk about it anymore.